Greetings, seekers of knowledge. Have you ever dreamed of setting foot on extraterrestrial soil? What if I told you everything is ready for us to settle on Mars? Would you climb aboard? Just 20 years in the future, we are on the brink of humanity's most dangerous and fascinating endeavor. Will that be enough time to establish the first human bases on the Red Planet? It's the dream of many, and perhaps the most expensive battle in history. If you're ready to embark on this odyssey of knowledge, don't hesitate to like and hit the notification bell. Let's start this adventure together. A certain individual proposes to take 1 million people to Mars, along with 100 million tons of supplies and materials, to help them settle and turn it into a sustainable city. This would require a fleet of 1,000 Starship spacecraft, ready in orbit around Earth, to embark every 26 months when the planets align, deploying solar panels along the way. After a 6-month journey, these ships would ignite supersonic retro rockets and land, delivering humans and supplies. There you have it, the dream of many, and at the same time, one so challenging it's intimidating. From ancient times, myths and legends from various cultures spoke of gods living in the heavens, fueling curiosity and the desire to discover the unknown. Today, we face more dynamic times. Science, technology, resources, and our constant reinvention as people are just some factors putting us at the finish line. From there, one space age led to another, to our present day. And when it seemed we were stuck in a loop, a new dreamer with much bolder ambitions slammed the table and set a roadmap for conquering a planet. A plan that promises to be more grounded in our reality and puts us back in the race to conquer the cosmos. Can you guess who it is? Elon Musk, with his ideas, is an ideal candidate when a bit of revolution or anarchy is needed. NASA's Apollo space program marked a crucial turning point in this quest, demonstrating that technology and determination could take humans beyond the confines of their planet. As space probes explored Mars, Venus, and other celestial bodies, the idea of establishing colonies on distant planets transitioned from fantasy to an achievable goal for the future. This is undoubtedly the beginning of this dream, but why Mars? Let's see what we have so far. On one hand, the moon lacks a significant atmosphere, has extreme temperatures both hot and cold, and radiation levels are so high that survival would be impossible. So let's move on to the next candidate, Venus. It could be described as a scorching and effervescent hellscape. Its atmosphere is composed of carbon dioxide, its clouds are of sulfuric acid, and the temperatures and atmospheric pressure are very high, so it's not viable. And finally, Mars, a plausible option given its relative similarity to Earth, though it holds a rather low percentage of suitability. Its atmosphere is thin and cold, with low atmospheric pressure and high radiation levels. The lack of oxygen also makes it a problem for human survival. However, the most unorthodox and revolutionary mind has announced to the world that the dream of establishing an entire city on Mars is just 2 or 3 decades away. Do you think it's possible? In Elon Musk's own words, to ensure our survival, we must become a multiplanetary species. Let's take a moment to analyze what he isn't telling us, and especially what to expect from all this. Okay, the roadmap is as follows. First, the development of rockets like the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy aims to reduce the costs of accessing space. At this point, a new version of Starship rockets, which Elon himself has called Big Falcon Rocket, BFR, comes into play. The booster for this rocket would be much larger than the Falcon 9 with 42 engines, and when fully assembled, it would be about 120 meters tall. Well, that was the original idea, but it has undergone some changes. Although it wouldn't be as monstrous, it would have the capacity to transport useful cargo thanks to a habitable space 8 stories high. Second, the development of Starship spacecraft is crucial for the goal of colonizing Mars. Starship is expected to be a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying large payloads and crews to Mars. Third, completing an unmanned mission to Mars. An important phase of the process involves establishing basic infrastructure on the planet, such as power generators, resource storage stations, and vital transport systems. Fourth, completing a manned exploration mission. This mission will allow humans to live and work on the Martian surface for extended periods, making this event the calculation we defined at the beginning for the next 2 decades. However, as spaceflight experts constantly say, timelines for these projects are never exact, especially when they are so ambitious. On the other hand, let's not forget who is behind the madness of this grand event. Fifth, colonization. How does it sound so far? Does it make sense to you or not? And we haven't even talked about the plans for these people to survive in a hostile, lifeless world. Let's imagine the deadlines are met. It's 2040, and we are at the exact moment when 4 vehicles are launched to Mars, one with a crew and another with supplies, both with the mission of finding water and building a fuel plant. This latter is key to sustaining future round trips. It is highly possible that even then, we won't be able to breathe Mars air. Its soil will be as toxic as it is now, and the water will still be trapped in surface ice deposits. How are we going to ensure the survival of the first people and the million who will follow? One idea floats to the surface: terraforming the planet by destroying the poles to release all the water trapped underground. This is not only an ambitious plan, but also ensures an ethical debate that questions the drastic method of the mission. I don't know what you think, but the idea of deliberately transforming a planetary environment to make it habitable, involving modifying atmospheric conditions, temperature, soil composition, and water, among other aspects, to create an environment where living organisms can thrive, is a bit hard to accept, and I might not agree with it. Just the thought that this could easily happen to us with a superior species wanting to settle on Earth gives me chills. Let's make it official. Would you vote in favor? Even if we found an alternative plan to ensure life, whether on the surface or underground, do you think life would be easy? Let's consider our basic needs as a species and then try to answer that question. All right, we're there, and a small storm, only 8 kilometers high, is approaching and covering a quarter of the planet. Run to cover the equipment, vehicles, tools, solar panels, the pots you cook in, and the bed you sleep in. Yes, I thought of this last one while watching the movie Interstellar. Or today is a sunny day and you want to go out and catch some sun. Sure, with radiation exposure 50 times greater than on Earth. Or it's nighttime and you see some stars approaching your house. Oh, right. It's an unfriendly meteor shower trying to show you the lack of a solid atmosphere protecting your new planet. I could continue with the examples, and one solution could be to go underground. Even so, how do you suppose the quality of life would be there? I don't expect it to be easy. And if you're willing to be part of that story, are you willing to die trying? Which brings us to the final part. How much is this going to cost us? Well, beyond the fact that the first defined missions might be a bit dangerous, if not suicidal, what else could matter more than paying with one's life? Only a few $1 billion for a one-way trip, remember? And millions more for a stay in a luxury hotel. Even if it were viable for us, the mission must be funded by SpaceX's ability to develop new technologies to tackle other missions that are feasible and necessary today, because they are part of the common good, such as satellite launches and various services offered to the International Space Station. These are the plans, at least those of Elon Musk, when facing the possibility of investing every last penny in his dream of dying on Mars. Elon Musk's plan to colonize this planet has been evolving over time, and undoubtedly gained strength after his vision overwhelmed the establishment. But of course, it could not be more subject to change as technology advances and faces various technical, logistical, and financial challenges. Only time will tell if he's right, but one thing we can't forget is that his ingenuity has sparked more than mere interest and has become a beacon of hope for making some dreams a little more real. Dear seekers of knowledge, we have traveled together through the vast landscapes of Mars and the ambitious dreams of space colonization. But our journey through knowledge doesn't end here. Did you know there's a technological tool revolutionizing not only how we interact with computers, but also how we conceive the future of space exploration? A recommended operating system by visionaries that is changing the rules of the game. If you want to discover how this technology could be the key to unlocking new frontiers, both on Earth and in space, don't miss our previous video. There we unveil the secrets of a silent revolution happening right before our eyes. See you on the next adventure, explorers.